Guys, welcome back to another video. We're back with a new camera, and it's so crazy because I've always actually wanted a camera, but I never knew what kind of camera to get. And I hit the homie up for camera suggestions. I don't know anything about cameras, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know anything about cameras, but I hit the homie up camera suggestions, and he came through and he suggested this, and it looks crazy, bro. Like, I'm looking at myself in the, bro, I'm so happy with this camera, bro. It's fire, bro. But guys, I got a video I wanted to do for a long time. I feel like it's a video that's really gonna help people. I feel like it's actually a video that helped me when I was looking for this car, and I wanted to do the same thing after my almost 4 years of ownership of this car, bro. I've almost had this car for 4 years. It'll be 4 years next month in February. And yeah, that's why I'm making this video, because I feel like it'll really help somebody just like it helped me. So today we are doing, my phone out, I made a list. Today we are doing 5 things I love and hate about my BMW M4. It's gonna be crazy. And I just want to preface beforehand, before we even continue going into the video, before we get any deeper, I love this car, bro. This is the best car I've ever owned. It's not my favorite, it's the best car I've ever owned, bro. Like I said, I've had this car for 3 years, almost 4 years next month. February 13th is gonna be 4 years. I put so many miles on it. I'm gonna make it a separate video. That's gonna be an interesting one. I put so many miles on this car, bro. So I have some experience with the F80 chassis. And bro, it's like I said, it's been the best car I've ever had. It has not been my favorite, but it has definitely been the best car I've ever owned. And for me to make this list, 5 things I hate and 5 things I love, it was easy for me to make the 5 things I love about this car. It was actually really hard for me to do the 5 things I hate, because bro, the car is so good. It's like, bro, this is a perfect car, bro. If you've ever driven one, or if you ever driven one for any extended amount of time, or even if you own one, you'll know this car is like perfect, bro. Like, this is the most balanced car, one of the most balanced cars on the market that you can get, and for the money that you can get one of these at, bro. It's actually kind of ridiculous the price point these are at and what you can get the car for. It's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, guys, so I'm gonna give y'all my list, my personalized list after 4 years of experience, of 5 things that I hate about this car, and then 5 things I love. And before I give y'all my opinion on the 5 things I love and the 5 things I hate, let me give y'all a walk around just to show y'all, bro. This is the car. Speed yellow, 18-inch wheels. Of course, we got the carbon package all around the car. We got the carbon fiber roof. We got the mirror caps, the lip, the side skirts. We got a lot done on this car, bro. We have a lot done on this car. And actually, I already posted a video about this car, a full build breakdown. So if you guys want, go click that video. I'll leave the link in the bio. But yeah, guys, so we're gonna jump into it. 5 things I love and hate about my BMW F82. First, we're gonna start off with the list of everything I hate about the car, and then we'll jump into what I love. First things first, what I hate about this car, probably one of the things I actually hate the most out of this entire list, this is probably the #1 thing I hate the most, is the infotainment system. The infotainment on this car, I do not like it, bro. It's cool, it's Bluetooth, it has navigation, whatever, but it is a 2015 model. That is why. I know LCI models have the upgraded infotainment system, but bro, the 2015 sucks. And actually, I'm gonna show you guys right now what that looks like. It's so ugly, bro. Look at this. The interior though. Look at this, bro. Oh, it's my Rolls Royce BMW. I forgot I did that. Look at this, bro. Look at how it looks, bro. It's just so outdated. It's outdated compared, like, it's cool for what it needs to do, don't get me wrong. Like, it has everything I need to do. Bluetooth, I can play my music, navigation. I can even watch movies on here, whatever. But when you compare it to the LCI models, the 16s through the 19s, it's so outdated, bro. Like, look at the navigation. That looks like, what is that, bro? Look at how old it looks, bro. Guys, that is something I do dislike about this car, is the infotainment system. Like I said, being that it is a 2015, I know it's what comes with the car. I bought it like that. I know, I understand it, but it does suck when all of my friends are in their LCIs and they have the updated infotainment system, and then I'm stuck with this dinosaur. And yes, there is actually an upgrade I can buy to make this a little bit more updated, but I just haven't bought it yet. But it's on the way. I just haven't bought it yet. Why spend money on something that isn't broke, you know? Another thing I do dislike about the car, which is going to be the second thing, is just like the infotainment system, this is relative to the year of the car. But bro, I dislike the pre-LCI headlights and the tail lights. Thankfully, I do have the better looking LCI headlights. I'm gonna show you guys. These are the best look pre-LCI headlights. The other ones, they have like the halogen one, but these are the better looking ones. So I'm not totally mad about these ones, but I would like LCIs, which is coming soon. I actually do plan on getting a set of LCI lights for this car. And before you guys say it in the comments, you had the car for 4 years, why don't you have LCI lights? I know, bro, I know. I've been lagging, bro. I've been lagging on like so many small details on this car. It's actually ridiculous, but it is on the way. I am gonna get the icons, bro. Just trust, they're on the way. Even the pre-LCI tail lights, they suck, bro. They're so bad. I don't have them on this car. I used to have them. I upgraded these tail lights, so I don't have the ugly pre-LCI tail lights. The pre-LCI lights, bro, they're so ugly, bro. I have a couple homies. When I had my pre-LCI lights on, bro, they used to hose me every single time about this. I never really realized how bad it looked until I upgraded to these. Link in the bio so you can see what those look like. But once I upgraded to these and I really started looking at other M4s or M3s that would drive past that were 2015s with the pre-LCI lights, I was like, wow, those are really ugly. I can't believe I used to look like that. So that is one thing I do dislike about the pre-LCIs is the rear tail light design. Not it, bro. Not it at all. Third thing we have on the list is how expensive repairs are, which I know that sounds a little petty. You bought it, you signed up for it. I understand that and I know it, but it still does suck when something does break on these cars. It's gonna cost you at least $1,000. No matter what it is, bro, it's gonna be at least $1,000. I mean, if you're looking to get into one of these, if you're looking to get an F80 or F82 or F87 even, the M2 comp, pretty much almost the same car, just know that when you get into these level of cars, bro, it's gonna require a different amount of money to upkeep them, whereas opposed to if you come from, say, an Infiniti G35, because I used to have one of those. It was so much cheaper, obviously, because it's being a BMW and an Infiniti. It was so much cheaper to upkeep on an Infiniti versus a BMW, yet alone an M, bro, the price difference, bro, is astronomical what it costs to repair something on this versus any other car, bro. Honda, Toyota, whatever, bro. It's so much different on a BMW, especially when it's an M car, bro. Thankfully, bro, this is the most reliable car I've ever had. I've only ever had one thing actually go bad on this car, and it was a PCV valve. And if you know anything about the PCV valve on these cars, it's pretty much just the entire valve cover. You have to replace it. I had the squealing noise of death, if you know about the PCV valve on these cars. But I had to replace that. And it was so long ago, bro. I can't even remember when it was. I truly don't remember what I paid to have it fixed because it was so long ago. I want to say it was probably like $1,000 to $1,100 maybe, which isn't really much money, but nobody wants to wake up and spend $1,000. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody wants to wake up and give away $1,000. It's not something you want to do. So that's definitely something that does suck with these cars, is that when something does go wrong, because it will, when something does go wrong with this car, it will cost you a pretty penny, depending on your financial situation. I'm not rich, so anything is a lot to me. $5, $10, it's all a lot of money to me. So the fourth thing we hate about this car, hear me out. This is gonna sound kind of petty. It's gonna sound kind of stupid, I know, but it is a valid, to me, it is a valid dislike. I know I did these mods to this car. I signed up for it. I have the car. I wrapped it a super bright yellow. It's super noticeable. It's super loud. I know, I understand it. But it is something that still is like, it kind of sucks. How noticeable and how much attention this car brings, bro. I don't know if it'll really do justice on camera how bright this car is, bro. This is basically speed yellow, so if you've ever seen a speed yellow M in person, you know how bright this car is. Bro, it draws so much attention on the roads, bro. Don't get me wrong, I love that people love the car. I love the reactions it gets, because I remember when I was younger and I wanted a BMW or I wanted an M, I remember when I would see one, what it would do for me in terms of motivation and the drive it gave me. So I do remember those times, but it does come with unwarranted attention at times. Unwarranted attention from the cops, unwarranted attention from the haters, unwarranted attention just from monitoring spirits. Even it does bring attention that you don't necessarily want all the time, and it can get annoying sometimes. You know, you're driving down the highway and you see people looking at you, and it's cool because it's like, oh, okay, this person might like this car. You might be inspiring a person, but at the same time, like I said, you never know who's looking at the car. UPS pulled up. But yeah, guys, I will say that is one thing I do dislike about the car, is that attention it does bring. Sometimes, like I said, the attention is not always bad. The attention most of the time, I will say about 8 to 10 times, it is good attention. It does get positive feedback, but there definitely are times where I know the attention that it brings, good attention. And living in Atlanta, if you're from Atlanta or if you live in Atlanta, if you know, you know, sometimes you don't want that kind of attention it brings, bro. So that is one thing that I definitely will say I genuinely don't like, is that it does bring a certain amount of attention that you don't necessarily want to have. And then, guys, the last thing we have on the list, let me just also say this before I say this. This was a really hard list for me to make, bro. This was a really hard list because I love this car, bro. Nothing on this car sucks to me. It's like the perfect car, bro. It was really hard for me to make this list. But this last thing though, I feel like is really valid because it is something that it does kind of suck. And that's how low the car is, bro. This car is currently on springs. If you watch the build breakdown video that I posted before this, you do know this car is on H&R Super Sport springs. And bro, it sits so freaking low, bro. Look at that, bro. It's like on the ground, bro. It's like 3 fingers, bro. It's really low. This lip is like I don't even know what number lip this is I'm on, bro. It's probably like, it's definitely over 7 since I've had this car. And I've had the car for like 4 years, and it's probably like the 8th lip I had. This car sits so low, bro. It's certain places I cannot take this car. It's certain times where people hit me up and they want to go do something. If it's in the city, bro, this car is beat, bro. I drive it to the city, I do, but bro, is this somebody, and let me just get this out right now because I know the comment wars are gonna go crazy. I know how to drive a low car, bro. This is not the first low car I've ever had, bro. I know how to drive a low car, but there are just some places that, I don't care who you are, I don't care if you're the Stig, I don't care if you're Lewis Hamilton. You just cannot take certain cars to certain spots, bro. And this car, believe it or not, bro, I don't know what it is. This car is lower than other M's on the same springs. I don't know why. People never believe it until they see it in person and they're like, wow, this car is really low. I don't know why, bro. I don't know. But this car is just freakishly abnormally lower than the regular M that's lowered on the same string. I don't know. But that is something I do dislike about this car, is that in a way it's almost impractical because I do have to be cautious of certain places I go for that reason of that I know if I go there, probably gonna risk breaking the lip. And it's happened so many times. Like I said, this is not my first rodeo. I just know what it's like to drive a low car. I don't daily this car anymore. I used to daily. I dailied it for about 2.5, almost 3 years. Probably about 2.5 years. So I've driven this car quite a bit, bro. I've driven this car so many places. So I know the limits and the capabilities of it while it's on these springs. And it's just some places you just can't go. No matter how skilled you think you are as a driver that drives low cars, is just some places you can't take this car, bro. And that is the last thing I do dislike about the car, is how low it is. I dislike that. It's super low. And I feel like it's a valid reason. I feel like that's something valid. Cause you know, it's your baby. You spend a lot of money on these cars and you don't want to damage the car, bro. You don't want to drive it certain places and damage the front lip all the time. These lips are not cheap, bro. These lips are like, the carbon fiber lips, bro, are like $350, bro. So you times that times 7, that's $2,000, a little bit more than $2,000 just on 7 lips. And I know I've had more than 7 lips. And then you gotta risk the bumper being damaged because you can damage the bumper too. God forbid you need to get a new bumper. Then you gotta paint it or wrap it, whatever you decide to do. It's just a lot of money, bro. And like I always said, protect your investment. Protect your investments, because why drive this car to the city in a certain location that you know you're probably gonna damage the lip when you don't have to? So because of that, that is something that I do dislike about the car. Will I raise the car? No. I like it where it is. I like how it sits. It's just something that I gotta deal with. And I'm happy with it. It's a happy problem to have. It's a happy dislike. Now that we got 5 things we disliked about the car out the way, now we're gonna jump into my favorite thing, which is the easiest thing I can do. Let's talk about the 5 things I love about this car, which is an endless amount of things, but I did pick the top 5 things that I do love about this car. And the first one being is the aftermarket support of these cars, bro. The aftermarket support of these cars that's out there is so big, bro. It's so many mods you could do to these cars, so many wheel options, so many different lips, couple different hoods, side skirts, tunes, whatever, bro. It's so many things you could do to these cars and make them look different. And I know a lot of the guys do the same things, but there are a lot of, it's a very diverse aftermarket for these cars. And I always love that, how different you can go with these cars, bro. Still, so many things I can do to this car that I haven't done. I can get new fenders, I can get a new hood, I can get different tail lights, I can get different headlights. I can get different seats on the inside, different steering wheel. It's just so many different things you can still do to this car, and I love it. I love that there's so many options out there for these cars. It's endless, bro. It's one of the things I absolutely love about this car. The second thing I love about this car is the look. In my opinion, this is probably BMW's best looking chassis they've ever made. And I know it's gonna get a lot of flack for that. I know, but to me, it's a perfect combination of modern, but it also still gives you a feeling of BMW. And what I mean by that is when you compare it to the G80, you look at the G80 and you're like, you almost kind of forget that it's a BMW because of how big the front grills are, which is a controversial topic. But I don't know, bro. I guess you got to kind of understand what I'm saying. I'm probably doing a bad job of explaining this, but I don't know, bro. They just look so good to me. F80s just look good to me. I don't know. F80s, M4s. I mean, bro, look at this. Not even the fact that it's just mine, but just, like, look at this car, bro. This is a beautiful car, bro. This is a beautiful car. The hips, how wide it is. I mean, look at that shot, bro. You can't hate that. You literally cannot hate this car, bro. It looks good. And if anyone ever says they don't like the looks of an F80 or F82, they're lying. The third thing I love about this car, absolutely love about this car, this is something that's gonna be relative to the person, but for me, it's how fast it is. I don't care about your 0 to 60 times that people might comment in the comments, people are gonna talk about, people are gonna complain about. S55s aren't fast, B58s are faster, LS swap the world. I don't care. This car is plenty of fast for me and what I do. I don't care to have 1,000 horsepower. I don't care to have these big horsepower numbers. I don't care to go 60 to 130 in 2 seconds. This car is plenty of fast for me. It does what it needs to do. I've taken this car crazy amounts of top speeds. To me, it's a fast car. It's tuned, downpipes, intakes. It's plenty of fast for me. It does what it needs to do. I still have fun in it. Every time I drive this car full, wide open throttle, I still have a blast. I still feel like the same kid that bought it when I was 23 years old. I love the car, bro. I love the car. It's fast to me. It's fast to me, and that's all that matters, bro. If it's fast to you and it feels fast to you, so what everybody says. A lot of people are gonna say, bro, the car isn't really fast. The car only makes 700 horsepower, it's not fast. Bro, 700 horsepower is a lot, bro. I don't care what the internet try to make it sound like. 700 horsepower is a lot of car, bro. That's fast. That's plenty of horsepower, bro. So to me, F80s are still fast. Of course, there are cars that are faster, but for me, like I said, the car is plenty fast, and I love how fast it is. The fourth thing I can say I love about this car is the reliability. Like I told you guys, I've only ever had, in my 4 years of ownership of this car, I've only ever had one thing go wrong with this car, and that was a PCV valve, aka the valve cover. Other than that, I've stayed on top of all my maintenance, oil changes, coolant, everything, bro. The brakes, everything you would ever do maintenance wise to a car to stay on top of it, I've done. And the car has paid me back in ways that I cannot explain, bro. This is the most reliable car I've ever owned. And I've had my Mazda, I've had an Infiniti, I've had Ford truck, I've had an M3 before this, E93 M3. And this by far, like I said, has been the most reliable car I've ever owned. I've owned this car the longest out of any car I've ever owned. It hasn't given me any issues besides that valve cover. I love how reliable these cars are, bro. I feel like you never really hear anything about F80 chassis going bad in terms of reliability. I don't know. Maybe I'm living under a rock and I don't know what other people go through, but for me, it's been super reliable. And like I said, I dailied the car for like 2.5 years. And when I dailied this car, bro, I dailied this car. I drove it hard every single time I got in the car. Sport Plus everywhere, traction off, you know. And it's been super reliable for me. And guys, last but not least, the fifth thing I love about this car is the drive and motivation it's given me ever since I owned the car. I've had the car for about 4 years. It'll be 4 years next month. So I got the car when I was 23 years old. And guys, when I got this car at 23, I had no idea what really didn't have an idea of what I was going to be embarked as far as everything that would come with the car from a financial standpoint. At 23 years old, and again, of course, there are gonna be people that say these cars don't cost much, but at the time when I did get the car, it was more than what it is now. And for a 23-year-old at that. For me, it was something that I really had to work hard for. I really had to take my time. I really had to grind. I really had to set time aside, really be financially disciplined to get to that point. And it just gave me a drive that I feel like other things couldn't have given me at that time, like this. And that's one thing I will always credit this car for and love about it, is that it gave me that drive and that hunger. But not only that, it gave me the appreciation of things and money when I got this car. And I don't mean to make this into like a tangible, materialistic type of video, because it's not that, but it's just a symbol to me in terms of I worked so hard for it and I grinded for it, so motivated. I just worked really hard to get this car, bro. It was a dream car of mine. I worked super hard to get it. And then when I finally was able to get it, it's like, man, it was almost like watching your dreams come true. But that's the thing though. It was never like a dream. It was just always a plan I believed in. So it never really truly felt like, oh, this is a dream car. It just felt like I know I want it and I made a plan to get it and then I got it. So I don't know, bro. It was just something that it just represents a lot more to me than just a car, bro. It's like, it's my hard work goes into it, the motivation, my ambition, the want, everything that it symbolizes for me is greater than just a piece of metal or a machine. It's like, I worked hard for it. I worked hard for it and I obtained it and I'm proud of it. I'm proud that I was able to make it happen. It's something I've always wanted. It's a car I've always wanted. It's a couple cars in life that I want, and this was one of them. And so when I got it, I was just super happy, super blessed to be able to be in a position to even afford one at the time. Like I said, when I was 23, it's just a blessing, bro. So that's the fifth thing I love about this car, is the drive that it gave me and the drive that it still gives me. Because I remember when I was 23, it didn't seem impossible, but it definitely was a big purchase for me at the time. A 23-year-old, it was a big purchase for me. And like I said, I'd had my M3 at the time too. So to buy an M4 right after the M3, it was a big thing at the time for me. And I'm just super blessed to be in a position to where I was able to buy it at the time that I bought it and still have it. So for me, it just symbolizes a lot for me, you know? That's gonna be the fifth thing that I love about this car. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be 5 things I love and hate about the car. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you like the video, what do you think about F80s, bro? If you like F80s, let me know. If you don't like them, let me know. Comment some of y'all's dislike. Actually, that's what I want to hear. If you're watching this, comment some of your dislikes about F80s and some of your likes about F80s. I want to hear what you guys have to say, because those are just 5 things that I love and dislike about the car. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all don't like about these cars. Let me know what y'all do like about these cars. Drop a like if you like the video. Consider subscribing if you want to subscribe. Support your boy. If you don't, that's cool too. I still love you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching so much. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Jesus loves you. God bless you guys. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace.